minds like us, growing in years, with a goal to make a change of the world around your race. They've been able to set the pace.
Hello and welcome to your favorite program, Youth Engage. Today, we present an icon whose legacy of excellence spans generations. From his grandfather, who managed scholarships in the Old Western region, to his professor parents, Professors Layuola and Adeline Dorutoye, and now his own family. He embodies patriotism and leadership through action. His 10 core values prove that true nation building is not mystical. It's achievable when we all do the right thing. Dr. Fela Durotoye is a distinguished business consultant, leadership expert, politician, and motivational speaker. He is the president of GEMSTONE Nation Builders Foundation, a non-profit organization dedicated to youth empowerment and transformational leadership. Born in 1971, Fela Durotoye's academic journey took him from the Obafemi Awolowo University to prestigious institutions like Harvard, Yale, and the Lagos Business School. His expertise spans business strategy, governance, and leadership coaching. From finance to consulting, he transitioned into social enterprise with Visible Impact Limited, inspiring change through value-driven leadership. In 2018, he ran for the Nigerian presidency, championing national transformation, and in 2023, he was appointed Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Values and Social Justice, serving without salary from October 2023 to March 2024. Beyond leadership, he is a devoted husband to Tara Fela Durotoye, CEO of House of Tara, and a proud father of 3.
You've worked with leaders across sectors. So we'd like to know, what qualities do you believe truly defines a transformational leader?
I think the first thing that a transformational leader must have is the ability to see a different possibility from the current reality that they're experiencing. So if things are a particular way, a transformational leader must be able to see a different reality as being possible. So when I look at Nigeria, I don't see Nigeria the way Nigeria is. I see Nigeria the way Nigeria can be. I see Nigeria, when I was driving through Mushin one day, when then there was this law around everybody must paint their houses as long as you're on the highway. Otherwise, they didn't say exactly what was going to happen. This thing came out in 2009. And when I was driving through Mushin, I could see all of these houses that were unpainted, that were dead, that particular day. But whilst I was driving, I could see those houses painted. See, once you can see a different possibility, that's what is called a vision. A vision is a picture of a better possibility than the current reality. Transformational leaders have to have a transformational vision, a vision of what is completely different, of course better than what it is today. But the second thing that transformational leaders must then do once they can see it is they must have the ability to articulate it. They must have the ability to tell people what it is that they see. And this must come from a heart of belief. Because if you don't believe it, nobody else is going to believe it. Belief is contagious. So you have to see it, you have to feel it, and you have to say it. And then be ready to do it. And most times recognizing that when you start doing it, nothing is going to change at first, because nothing became the way it is by accident. Nigeria didn't get where it is today. So if we're going to change Nigeria, we're going to put in effort, and at some point in time, like when a farmer plants a seed, nothing seems to be coming out of the ground. But the farmer believes and still stays there and comes and is watering it, and nothing. Comes back the next day, waters. It seems like nothing. Because let me help you understand, progress is not always visible. Real progress. Right? Sometimes you are growing and nobody else knows you are growing. We are making progress as a nation, but we don't know it sometimes because it's not yet come to the place of perfection. But a transformational leader respects progress and the process that will deliver the transformation. Right? Beyond that, there are four things that, so I said you must see it, you must feel it, you must say it, and then you must be ready to do it, hoping that over time it will transform. But now let me tell you the things. I also think I call it ABCD. Every transformational leader must be willing to accept responsibility for the outcomes that they see. Every transformational leader must believe in their capacity and the capacity of the people who will go with them to make it happen. Every transformational leader must be willing to commit something, their time, their energy, their resources. Change comes at a cost, and most importantly, it will be the first personal cost of the person who chooses to lead that change.
So what are the misconceptions about leadership skills that are with the youths, that are amongst the youths, and what are the realistic steps that we can take to correct these misconceptions?
Okay, so let me tell you a story that will help me to answer that question. For many years, I used to be like everybody else, who was always looking for who will solve the problem, who is not solving the problem. The people in government, we even came up with one. Anybody remember? Oh God, at the top. Until 2005, when I watched a video that changed my life. For as many people as want to check it out on YouTube, it's called True Leader. It's best ever video, True Leader. It speaks about, it's a 2-minute video that shows a tree in the middle of an Indian street, some road in India. And it had caused traffic. And whilst people were there in traffic, getting angry, getting upset, all of a sudden, it starts to rain. So people are running helter-skelter, getting cover. And yet there was this little boy, must have been about 6 years old, 7 years old, who had come out of the bus that was taking him to wherever his destination was. And he had come out just trying to figure out what's going on here. Nobody's moving. And everybody has run away. And this little boy looks at this tree in the rain, takes off his bag, and starts to try to push this tree that is falling on its side, is almost his height. And so everybody's looking at this boy and thinking, is this boy crazy? The boy keeps pushing at the tree, even though the tree is not moving. But at one point in time, some of the children, now he was in school uniform, all the other children were not even in school uniform, so they weren't going to school. But then they saw this little boy trying to push. Maybe they thought it was a joke. So they came and they started trying to push the tree. The tree did not move. But the little children didn't leave the tree. So at some point in time, the older ones were thinking, we are here. These children are trying to push this tree. Come on. So some of the guys begin to motion to each other. Come on, let's go. And so the older guys get there, including a man who had only one hand. And the end of the story is that they all together lifted a tree together that no one of them could have lifted. Now the question you ask was, who was the leader in that story that I just told? The child. I remembered learning more about what leadership was not than even what leadership was. Because the first thing I got to figure out is that leadership is not about a position. That boy was not elected into a position. He was not given a tree mover of, nothing. There was no election. There was no appointment. The second thing was that leadership was not about age. That there is nobody who is old or too young to lead. The other thing that you realize that it's not about strength. That most of the time leadership is not about the strength of the leader. It's about the capacity to build the strength of a people that can solve the problem. But what I realized the most about leadership from that video was that leadership is not about the ability to solve the problem, it's the ability to start the solution. That if you can start the process of solving the problem, you will ignite the beliefs in other people. And so a lot of times, people think that leadership is about a position, but it's not. That's why they're waiting for the people in position to fix it. I mean, then people think that leadership is about money, that you have the money to be a leader. No. I tell people on my journey, from the day we had our first meeting within the political space to the day after the elections, most people have never heard this before. We spent 78 million naira total on my campaign. So people are saying, huh? Sorry, what did you say? What did Fela just say? So we spent 78 million and we accounted for every single dime. Some people had 400 billions to spend. Now, I didn't say the campaign cost 78 million. I said that is the total campaign funds that were raised, was 78 million. Were there times when we would be going on a street and I would see a big signage? I don't know who put it there. Fela Durotoye. Were there times when I would see people buying their T-shirts? We didn't buy them. The people who believed did. Why? Because, listen to this, politics is moved by money, but nation building is moved by faith. It's moved by belief. It's moved by sacrifice. There were everywhere that we went to, guess what? People were volunteering their cars. We didn't have to pay for them. We didn't have to pay to fuel them. We never bribed anybody to come for a... What I'm just trying to say to you is that don't think that you can't lead if you don't have money. Don't think that. Money is not what makes a leader. Position is not what makes a leader. What makes a true leader is the ability to see a better tomorrow than it is today. The ability to believe that it is possible for that better tomorrow to happen. The ability to convince other people that it is possible and that when we do it, we all will be better off. That's what makes a leader. And so that thought about, that it is another very interesting concept that people have very wrong is thinking that the opposite of leadership is followership. I'm sure you've heard it before. Followership is not the opposite of leadership. Followership is all the people who believe, empower, who support the vision to actualize it. Each one of the people who put their hands on the tree after that boy were followers. But they were the ones that moved the tree. The opposite of leadership is rulership. A leader is someone who believes in the people. The ruler is somebody who says the people must believe in me. The ruler is the person who tries to suppress the people. The leader is the one who tries to support the people. The ruler intimidates the people, his subjects. The leader inspires the followers. Do you understand? The ruler emasculates the subjects. The leader emancipates the people. So you realize that a leader is not trying to be better than the followers. A leader is trying to make the followers better because of what they're trying to do. What happens with every ruler in the end is that the rulers leave the people bitter, but the leader leaves people better. So if you want to know whether this person is a ruler or a leader, it doesn't matter what the name that is called. Just look at the experiences of the people. Is the experience better or bitter? It tells you who you have.
During one of our episodes with Dr. Obieze Kwesili, she said for you to be an efficient leader, an effective leader in the future, you have to lead today. But for we, the youth, and the platform hasn't been there, and it's now beginning to look like politics and youth are the leader of tomorrow is nothing but an illusion. So how can the young ones stay engaged and remain hopeful for a better future?
So I'm going to tie your question with hers, because it's an illusion for you to think that there is no opportunity for you to lead today. First of all, you always have an opportunity every day that the sun wakes up. As the sun wakes up before you, or if you wake up without first, you have an opportunity every day to lead yourself, to become a better version of you than the you that woke up in the morning. That is your first act of leadership, making yourself a better person, making yourself better informed, treating people better than the way that you treated them yesterday, making a better effort at whatever it is that you did yesterday and you're doing today. Studying, if you're a student, you can lead in studying. Don't wait until somebody tells you that there's going to be a test tomorrow, right? That is leadership. Leadership is the ability to bring out the best in yourself and others. That's what leadership is. So every time we are still thinking that leadership is about, they have not given us a chance, that's an illusion of leadership. That's an illusion. That's what you were talking about. That's an illusion of leadership. Leadership, you have the opportunity to lead every day, to bring out the best in you and bring out the best in others, to solve problems that you find in your way, whether you are the one that created the problem or not. I gave you an example of that boy. He was not the one that felled the tree, but he was the one that led the process to take the tree out. Let me tell you, every time leaders see problems, they see opportunity. And Nigeria is blessed with problems all over. So we have an ample opportunity to lead. The only thing is that we are only looking at the most lucrative, juicy, the ones that come with official car, the ones that come with official house, the one that comes with police coming to clear the road for you. That's not leadership, that's rulership. So I would say to every young person, every day you meet somebody on the bus, that's an opportunity to lead. Every day you hold something in your hand, you have the choice of leadership. Should I create a problem for somebody else to come and pick up that thing, or do I hold on to it until I can get to a dustbin? And if I see one on the road, if I pick it up, that is leadership. And nobody has to ask me to do that. The way I drive on a daily basis is about leadership. Do I choose to go against one-way traffic? If I have been on the back of an Okada, and before I was going to ride, I told him, if you are going to go past a red light, let me know now so that you can go. I will wait until I can get an Okada that will not go past red light. Okada! The guy said, Oga, I no go cut the light. I had just led. I changed his behavior because I was on his bike. Okada, how can an Okada man be deciding that? How can I be on the back of an Okada and he will go past the red light? How? It's not possible. Because I wouldn't if I was the one riding. But I have the capacity to influence him. And I use that capacity. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I was working in Philips Consulting many years ago. And in those days, I used to take the bus from Falomo to Marina. And I was always one of the first people to get to the first bus that would leave. Because I was almost always the first to get there, I almost, would always have a first seat in front. And then the bus would be full. On this particular day, I was running a few minutes late. So when I finally got there, the bus was almost about to leave. And then the conductor told him, stop. Oga Fela, they come. So I ran and then got the bus, just as it was about to go onto Awolowo Road at that time. What was surprising to me was that the front seat was still vacant. So I got in. As we were going on Awolowo Road, one guy from the back started to holler. You see, the problem with this country, I wanted to sit in front. This bus driver told me I cannot sit in front. This man had not even come. He did, and he was. So why you keep that seat for that man? Don't forget, I don't know what was going on. So I'm in shock. I don't know what to say. All of a sudden, the bus driver parked and told the guy, if you want to get down, get down. Do you know what I have been benefiting from this man every time he has been sitting in front? This man, for the last 2 years, has been teaching me business. Every morning. He said, because of him, I have 2 more buses. The guy just calmed down. Even I did not know that every day I was in the bus, I was running business class. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was just gisting. It's my nature that if I come across anybody, one of my core values is make a positive impact on everyone you meet and everywhere you go. That's one of my core values. There are 10 of them. You guys want to hear it? Yes. So the first one is, will you say it with me? Yes, make a positive impact on everyone I meet and everywhere I go. That's my first one. The second one is be a solution provider. And not a part of the problem to be solved. Are you still tired? You want to go for it? Yes. Be a role model. Worthy of emulation. Number 4, be my best. In all that I do. Particularly the things I'm naturally good at. The 5th one, do the right thing. At all times, regardless of who is doing the wrong thing. The 6th one, value time and make the best use of it. The 7th one, care and show respect to all through my words and my actions. The 8th one, consciously build a great legacy, starting now, today, and every day. The 9th one, live a life of integrity and honor. The 10th one, make my family, my nation, and my God proud. I've been repeating these values at least once a day since 2005, 2006. All my children learned these values by the time they were 3 years old. They could repeat it. I've got 3 boys. About 3 years ago, we got an award from one of the private schools in Nigeria, but gave my wife and I an award, and they said for the first time in 46 years, one family produced 3 head boys. They asked my last son, what is it that your parents are doing? He said, well, I know one thing. Every morning and every night, my parents will get us to repeat those values. I'm not the only one. I went to run a retreat for an organization in Abuja, and they had all their people come from all across the country. And when I gave this example of how the values had impacted my children, one woman raised her hand and she said, please, I have to tell my story. She said, I'm a single mother raising 2 children. Fela Durotoye came to Port Harcourt in 2009 and shared these values that he's been training his own children on. So I started training my children on them. He said, my first son became a head boy. His junior sister became a head girl. He said, for sure, this thing works. So my point is that your values are the things that will guide you every time you are in a situation, a dilemma. What should I do? Should I do this or should I do that? Your values are the North Star. Now imagine if everybody in Nigeria, forget everybody, let's just say if 1 million people in Nigeria decide that they will make a positive impact on everyone they meet and everywhere they go. So that means if they go into a bus, they will leave the bus driver better. If they meet somebody at the back of the bus, they will say something that will make that person say thank you. If 1 million Nigerians decided to be solution providers and not be problems, if 1 million Nigerians decided to be the role model Nigerians that other people can emulate, if 1 million Nigerians decided to be the best Nigerians that they could be in everything that they did, they gave their best to it, they didn't do something that was just all right. If 1 million Nigerians decided to do the right thing, regardless of how many other people were doing the wrong thing. If 1 million Nigerians decided to value time and be never late, if they tell you they'll be there at 10 o'clock, they'll be there at 10 o'clock. You guys, I have to commend you. You were supposed to come at 12. You guys arrived at my home at 10. That is valuing time. That's valuing time. This is the Nigeria of our dreams. Do you understand what I'm saying? If 1 million Nigerians cared and showed respect to all, if 1 million Nigerians were conscious about the legacy that they were not going to only hand to their children but their grandchildren, the name that they will give, the country they will give, the inheritance if 1 million Nigerians decided to be people of integrity and honor and make their nation, their God proud, what do you think will happen to our nation? Now begin to scale that up. 2 million, 3 million. So we're about to do a program called Values Infusion Project. And it's going to be a Guinness Book World Record breaker to get the greatest number of people who are going to sign a scroll that has these 10 values as values champions. And our goal is to be able to get 1 million signatures on a scroll. You're going to find it very exciting. Watch this space. Somebody said that I'm ready to sign now. How many of you guys are going to sign? Okay. Yeah. The current record is being held in Abu Dhabi by the Abu Dhabi police, and they have what? I think maybe about 76,000 signatures on a scroll. We are going to show the world. Yeah. But guys, once we get our values right, you realize that each and every one of us has the capacity to become the best Nigerian to live with. Because we will become the best parents, best husbands, best wives, best siblings, best children, we become the best neighbors to live with. And as more people become the best people to live with, guess what? Nigeria becomes the best place or nation to live in. As we take these values and drive it through, the professional ethics and ethos of career professionals and all of that, students, what do you think is going to happen? They will become the best people to work with. True? And therefore, Nigerians will become the best place to work in. They will become the best people to do business with. And Nigeria will become the best place to do business in. And then they will become the best people to raise the next generation because of the values that they have. And therefore, Nigeria will become the best nation to raise the next generation in. Excellent Nigerians will build an excellent Nigeria. They just need to be committed to a life of excellence and be committed to a life of leadership, using every opportunity to not only influence themselves, but influence others. Building a nation is not as hard. Building a nation is not that hard. It's just that the good people must decide to get involved. And they must decide to get involved together. Because that's the only thing that the bad people have. They are few and they are weak, but their strength is in the illusion of their numbers. But their greater strength is in the illusion of the weakness of the majority of people who really want good things to happen.
Thank you for watching.